mom likes to send me hints that she's ready for grandbaby. She sends me these unsolicited messages like, wouldn't it be so cute if one day you had a little baby girl and she wore this little crocheted bumblebee costume that I already bought 3 of on Etsy? And I don't appreciate that, so I've just been replying to her emails with links to cute little nursing homes.
I love her so much. She's delighting audiences on America's Got Talent. After an effortless audition you just saw there, she even bantered with Judge Sofia Vergara in the middle of her stand-up routine. Please welcome, I want to hear it, for local comedian and rising star, Lace Larrabee.
Oh my gosh.
Hi.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so excited that you're here. I've seen you many times live.
Yes.
You are so good. And so, wait, but let's start with that moment that we just saw. What was that like? Like, what was that like?
Well, I've been doing comedy for 10 years. I've tried to count. I stopped counting after like 1,000 shows. So I've performed all over the country. There's nothing that can compare to that moment. To performing in front of that audience and those judges. Mind-blowing.
Right? And I'm sure you grew up like watching Simon Cowell on TV.
Oh, of course.
So now you're looking at his face while you're doing your stand-up.
And I'm looking at him and he's smiling. I was like, I didn't know Simon Cowell smiled.
Right. What was it like till you got to that point? Like, what was the audition process like?
So you just, sometimes it takes years.
Sure.
For me, it did. I've been wanting to get on the show for years. I think any live performer wants to be on that show because you win $1 million if you win, and you get a residency in Vegas. And as a stand-up comedian, what's a better gig than an ever-changing audience and you stay in the same place and they just come to you? I'm like, this is the dream, right?
Right, exactly.
So I've been wanting to get on, and it worked out this year. They finally, were able to get me in. I guess whatever magical thing happened.
I loved it. You're magical. What do you mean, whatever magical thing happened?
Stand-up doesn't feel magical. It seems so much more glamorous than it is. But this is being on America's Got Talent makes it finally feel special.
Right.
You know?
I will say, as a viewer and as somebody who has followed your career and lots of comedians' careers, I think you just hit it on the head, because I think people think it's glamorous, but it's not.
It's really
You're going to comedy clubs all over the country. You're putting in the work. So to see you on a stage like that and getting what you have been working so hard for, it really makes me want to cry. She probably thinks I'm so weird, but I am messaging her all the time, and I love that, if you don't follow her on Instagram, please do, but you were with your family on the night watching it, and they seem so supportive. Talk about that, because you're local, and they seem to really have your back, which is awesome, even though you said you were
even though I make fun of them.
Mom in a nursing home.
But here's the great thing. I loved that too, by the way, the influx of comments online when people are like, how mean of her to make fun of her parents. And I'm like, my parents are meaner than I've ever been. Like, how do you think I got this way? How do you think I was able to do stand-up? So my parents are hilarious. They are so supportive. And that particular joke, they've seen me do 1 million times. And they cried. Both of my parents. I looked down at them when we did our watch party at the house. They were bawling, and oh boy, I don't get you.
It was so emotional watching it with you and your family, Lace. You didn't know, but I was there. I was watching it with you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, let's talk too about, you have a podcast. I say you can't ever stop doing it, no matter how famous you get. If you get that residency in Vegas, you have to still keep up with Cheaties. You do it with your friend Catherine. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so Catherine Blanford, she is, and how dare I say her name on TV? This isn't about her. Catherine, I did not mean to say your name. I don't want to support her. There she is.
Follow her on Instagram too. Very
funny. One of my best friends. She's a stand-up comedian. We both had stories of getting cheated on in the past, and we came together and we said, well, if it happened to us, and it's happened to all of our friends, we know that there is never going to be, like you said, an end to these stories.
No.
So people call and we try to find the funny and the healing moments after you've gone through something like that. So both cheaters and people who've been cheated on call us. It's fascinating. It is not safe for work. It is not safe for children. But it's real life, and it's kind of like reality show podcasting, I guess, is the best way.
It's real life. It's real good. You can kind of chuckle at it with your girlfriends that you didn't know you needed.
Yes.
I love that. Okay, real quickly, we have like 10 seconds left.
Oh, no.
Okay, so what's next for you locally, nationally? Where can we see you?
So I'm doing stand-up throughout the summer until I find out if I'm going back to America's Got Talent. So I don't know for sure. Let's hope. And so I have a really good feeling because it went so well. So I'm going to try to be optimistic for the first time. Y'all follow me online because America needs to vote if I go back on.
Okay, America needs to vote. We need you. Lace needs you at Lace Larrabee, at Cheaties Podcast. I know you're going to make it. Thank you so much for being here, Lace. You're the best. And cheers to you with the Corona on my dress. Bye. Okay, see you guys tomorrow.